The games industry is fully on fire right now. Not only have we had in the recent week Sony announcing Bluepoint, one of the most beloved studios, being closed, everyone was saying that is probably going to be guaranteed the craziest news of this week out of nowhere. Yesterday, Microsoft's Phil Spencer says he's officially stepping down after 38 years with the company. Asha
Wow.
Sharma, hopefully I'm not butchering her name, is now taking over his role in a surprise shakeup, along with Sarah Bond also stepping down and resigning completely from Microsoft. Uh, Instantly, guys, what are your honest thoughts right off of that?
I'll
Take me
start.
to the king.
Okay. I was at work getting slammed. Work was busy. I look down on my phone and I see Kai send something, a tweet, and it says, Phil is gone. And my mouth was open agape, like, oh my goodness, he's talking about Phil Spencer. But then I got really
Yep.
busy again at work, and I couldn't worry about that. I was busy at work, so I get home, and then it hits me again. Phil is gone, and so I go searching through my phone looking for the tweets, and I see it, and it's all over the place. And I still can't believe it, you guys, out of nowhere like this. Something clearly happened or it clearly went wrong, and it was a breaking point. And I don't think this was planned, or I don't know. I don't know. It's pretty bad. I
Yeah.
really feel bad for Sarah, who Xbox didn't even seem to release a statement for her, or Microsoft didn't. They had a lot of good
And
things
it's
to
so
say about Phil.
strange.
Yeah.
She was clear heir apparent when it came
Mhm.
to the future of Xbox. And like you said, when that came out first, I kind of looked at it like, no way, like that's not true. But then I was off at the time. I was able to check, and I was following the whole news cycle on it. It's the end of an era. I think we've really seen like the Shuhei Yoshidas, the Jack Trentons, the Reggie Fils-Aimes of the generations of the PS3, PS4 era, Xbox 360, Xbox One era. They're all gone. The original old guard from that generation is gone, and it's
Wow.
kind of shocking. Phil Spencer has been a thing for Xbox as long as I've been following the media. I've been able to put a name to a face with companies. Phil
Yeah.
has been that guy,
Hmm.
and it's going to be sad to see him leave. And what's kind of shocking to me, and what I think we're going to get into, this, like you kind of hinted, they feels like they gave this big speech to Phil Spencer. When it came to Sarah Bond, it seemed very like yesterday's news. They immediately just kind of feel like they've tossed her to the side, essentially. This to me feels like a hostile takeover.
Yeah, I feel like the games industry has not been the same since Iwata from Nintendo died. I kind of felt like it's really been no country for old men in the last few years, where we just keep seeing a bounce around of power, whether it's in PlayStation, whether it's in now it's Xbox now. I just kind of feel like things are not going to be good for the games industry. The new head of Microsoft is now like a an AI person, and I can only hope that when they say, everything is an Xbox, it's going to be an ethical way to produce these, systems. It's just a little scary out here for what I think. What I'm sad to see Xbox possibly dying or the changing way of Xbox. Like, I don't like how the future of where this company's going. Like, you guys get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hobbs, did
Well,
you want to respond first?
yeah, I'll say this. The interesting thing when you say that, Kai, you don't like the way the company's going is I wonder which way she's going to take it now, because she in her statement she said we're committing back to console, and she even responded to someone in her comments who said Xbox was best when we had exclusives. I'm summing up what he said, and she said I hear you. And
Yep.
so
That's something I was going
I
to bring up as well.
yeah, right. And I say all that to say, I mean, that's kind of mixed signals from what Phil was saying. Phil wasn't saying we're committed to console. Phil was saying Xbox is everything. So that's just confusing right off the back. Will they? I don't know. Will they try to double back and make stuff exclusive again. I don't know, you guys. The messaging is
Kind
really
of
confusing.
feeding
Yeah,
any console war narrative or any like disrespectful narrative, but like, what are we gonna play on these new consoles? Like, it just feels like we're heading into possibly the most bleakest, dry generation of games ever. Like, I don't even hear anything major like popping off the Nintendo side either, because it just kind of feels like, maybe if you hear this in the comments, please correct me if I'm wrong. I just kind of feel like we haven't had like the big major game of this generation for the Switch 2, nor PS5, nor Xbox the other generation so far. The good games, there's nothing like crazy, crazy.
I agree. And it's just getting strange to see what's kind of going on right now with the industry. I think this shakeup was something that I don't think anybody would have expected. Like I've listened to people talk about it recently, and the best way to describe it, if this has been, and wait, they've come out with the full statement saying this seemingly has been a thing that they've been planning for a year. You slowly phase this in saying Phil is leaving 6 months maybe in advance, 2 months maybe in advance. This just comes out overnight. If you look at some of these people's tweets on like LinkedIn, you can kind of see Sarah Bond was still posting regular messages before immediately saying that she's out the company. A
Wow.
part of me just feels like there's something more going on internally. And when I say this, Xbox fans, just know I'm saying this with full sincerity. I'm not sure if we're going to have an Xbox in the next few years. Either
Wow.
they turn the ship around, or I think they're going to close on Xbox. I think the walls are closing in
Mm.
on this console now. And I'm putting it out there now. I don't think Xbox will be here maybe by 2030. I'm praying it doesn't happen, but it's starting to become more and more realistic.
I feel like
Kevin,
I speak for all of us when I say that, that we need Xbox. We need a strong Xbox. We need a strong PlayStation. We need a strong Nintendo. We need a strong Steam, Valve companies. We need everybody in their top shape.
yeah, I agree. But and Kevin, Sarah leaving the way she did leads me to believe that it could potentially be because the writing's on the wall that Xbox is not going to be around. Because this lady, Sasha, I believe her name. I'm sorry, I don't want to be disrespectful either. I'm not if I'm saying her name wrong, but
Asha,
uh, Asha. I believe she's going to come in and she's going to be by the book and by the numbers. Okay. Phil was very, oh, we're still here for the players and, we want to do the little fun indie games. I don't know how much more Xbox is going to be wanting to fiddle around with that. I think Xbox is going to be looking for returns or we're not going to do it. So it makes me kind of
I
nervous about
totally agree with you.
yeah, some of these
I
smaller
think we're
games.
going to have. I don't think we're going to have an Xbox that has ground that say like, "Hey, we're putting a lot of effort into grounded anymore."
Right,
I see an
right.
Xbox that says, "Hey guys, what do you mean Forza Flight Simulator, Sea of Thieves are our biggest cash cows? What's going on here?" And this is no offense to any of these games. I just don't see the point where they say, especially someone like her, from all the reports are saying, and I'm seeing things that says she is trying to claim that she is a hardcore player, but
Yeah.
seemingly insider coming into this business saying, I want to take a look at these games, and I'm not sure, or I'm not really worried about the art. I'm looking at what are you going to return for me in sales. Some of our favorite studios, just like Bluepoint and PlayStation, can be here
Mm,
today and gone tomorrow.
I just kind of feel like you have to take this time to rebuild. And I feel like breaking down more studios doesn't help anything in the long run. It just saves you money for now, but like, what are you going to gain for the future? You need to push these people a little bit harder. Maybe just put more incentive for them. Loosen the reins and let them work, in my opinion.
okay.
Hey, well said.
Yeah, I
But
hear
guys,
that.
any other closing statements on this one?
Well, I do think actually of one more studio, Bethesda. What do you think happens to them? I mean,
If
where do you
it
think they
wasn't for the
fall?
show, if it wasn't for the show, I'm not sure where they.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I think
actually a
the
really good
show is
point.
keeping the lights on for them for right now. I think a lot of criticism they're going to be able to skirt by because they have such a well received product with the show.
wow. You're right, Kevin. I was just thinking about the games, but no, I think you're right. That show does mean something. Okay. Yeah.
It's
They
going
need
to
to
tread
focus
water
on
for a
getting
bit.
them Elder Scrolls show, if you want my opinion too, as well. Take both of your IPs and just keep running with them.
Yeah, especially if we're going to be waiting for seemingly another few years for the next Elder Scrolls game.
Hmm.
But with this current state in Xbox, I'm wondering will Xbox even be a console manufacturer by then? That's so
Didn't you
far
share a
away in
quote the
the
other day
future.
from the head of Sega? No, I thought that was appropriate.
Actually, yes, Sean Layden from PlayStation talked about it a year ago. Actually, I did reported on it, where he came out and said he feels that Xbox may go the way of Sega if they don't get
Wow.
their act together. And I think that's kind of a self fulfilling prophecy. I think
Hmm.
they're getting themselves in shape to either become just a single games publisher and essentially get out the games industry. That's what it's starting to look like.
But let's be real though, like they can't really expect to make another console and sell the tens of millions they used to sell now that they're putting their games everywhere. If they're serious about building another console for the next generation, you assume, I mean, they gotta probably put their games exclusive again, at least maybe for a period of time before they release everywhere. But
A part of me
why?
wonders that they're looking at it as like we need a reason for you to buy an Xbox again.
Mhm.
I feel like a
And for
2 year time exclusive would be harsh, but it would be worth it in the end. Like give you a reason to buy it on Xbox instead of waiting, like how they did with Tomb Raider. It may have hurt.
But what worries
Well,
me, it hurt Tomb Raider, and I don't
yeah,
think
I was like, it
Xbox
would hurt
really
Tomb
got.
Raider.
It depends on the IP. I don't think Xbox really benefited from that. I feel like as a PlayStation fan, I was the only one that really suffered from that.
but then on the other hand, I think I just read that Forza Horizon sold 5 million copies on the PlayStation 5. So then you got that on one end. So man, tough
Yeah,
decision they got to make.
if she's going to be here for the long haul, there are some IPs that you can work with that you can try to use and try to bring back. I think Xbox, if she's here to fight, I want to see how she fights. I want to see if Xbox can kind of come back and steal some of that thunder that it desperately needs to gain back.
And here's my plea to her: Jade Empire, BioWare, collab with them again. Exclusive by
Hey,
Jade Empire 2. Think about it. Just all I
I
gotta
mean
say.
those are the IPs that we are talking about that they need. That I think has that around the time that maybe they can get the Fable treatment. Who knows?